Longformsalesletter.com presents How to Get Killer Sales Copy Guaranteed to Sell Your Product or Service Without Paying Thousands to Professional Copywriters. This course is designed to bridge the gap between the overly simple cut and paste sales letter templates that seldom if ever work and the more complex rules-based copywriting courses that teach what to do but not how to easily and quickly implement those rules into your sales copy without spending months or years studying. The late marketing master David Ogilvy said the key to copywriting success is knowledge. Ogilvy claimed to have identified 90 elements to make sales copy work. Unfortunately, he chose not to openly share all of his secrets with the world. In this course, you will discover over 90 critical elements we have identified for making sales copy produce sales. We hold nothing back. You get full disclosure of our secrets. This course will help identify the right type of knowledge to effectively sell your product or service. Plus, the course will show 3 powerful ways to format that knowledge into a killer sales letter that is guaranteed to move your readers, listeners, or viewers so they respond to your offer exactly as you want them to respond. Your course, along with your membership benefits, is not an attempt to reprint nor recreate the tens of thousands of pages of copywriting advice already written about by late copywriting masters such as Ogilvy, Claude Hopkins, John Caples, Vic Schwab, or others. It is assumed that you have had at least a basic level of exposure to writing sales letters or web copy, either through exposure to sales letter templates or copywriting training materials of one kind or another. If you do not have this experience, that is fine. You can still benefit from this training. Your course will sum up for you the exact step one high-paid copywriter takes for researching, writing, and testing sales copy for his clients. This course material will provide you with a complete, cohesive system that will convert your visitors and tire kickers into hungry buyers. These are steps nearly anyone can take, regardless of previous experience. This course is unique in 2 ways. The first is this is the only course that truly shows how to uncover powerfully persuasive and compelling proof needed to force your readers, listeners, or viewers to buy from you now. And second, this is the only course that exposes the $29.9 billion writing secret most likely to move your prospects to buy. Your course materials are presented in a combination of videos and online resources available exclusively through Inner Circle membership. Now that you are a member, let's listen to some opening remarks from the author. Hi, my name is Andre Bell, and I want to share with you some tips and solutions that I found for writing sales copy that's most guaranteed to sell your product or services, even if you've never written sales copy before. What I want to do is to speak with you straightforward without any pretenses, just be myself and to share with you exactly what I've learned over the years. Now, I'm not a guru. What I am is someone who's dedicated a tremendous amount of time to studying thousands of books. I spent time with hundreds and hundreds of business owners online and offline, sharing tips, solutions, interviewing them to find out what's working, what's not working. I'm writing sales copy ever since I was 12 or 13 years old, around 1977. But I won't get into that. It's a long story. Just granted that from that time till about 4 years ago, I really thought that I knew what I was doing. And imagine if you were in a situation where after all those years, 29 years of writing sales copy, all of a sudden everything you thought you knew about writing sales copy you find out was wrong. And today when I look back on what I've written 4, 5, 6, 15, 20 years ago, I'm embarrassed by it. I mean, it worked. It brought in some sales, made phones ring, made people order things, but it was nowhere near the capabilities that it should have been. And so my goal for you today is to bridge the gap between simple cut and paste solutions that people are publishing out there, calling them copywriting courses, where they tell you to just fill in your name, your company information, your product information, and then send these letters out. Well, so far I haven't found any, with one exception, any other templates that work at all. And then there's the other group of copywriting courses. They give you a ton of rules. They tell you there's rules for headlines, rules for bullets, rules for testimonials, rules for everything. And then when you go through all those hundreds and hundreds of pages, actually thousands of pages, when you combine all those courses together, you find out you're still no closer to having a piece of sales copy written that you can put into the mail or put onto your website to start making money, because all you have are a bunch of rules and explanations of what worked for others, but it doesn't tell you how to implement it for yourself. Well, those two different types of processes, my goal today is to merge them together into a single course and show you step by step a linear process that you can apply today to research your company, your product, your services, as well as to structure that into a sales letter that's guaranteed to work for you. The way I plan to do this is I've put together my personal scratch pad. It's what I did offline using paper and audio recordings. When I interview a client, I pick up the phone, I record them through the phone, have the material transcribed, or I would transcribe it myself depending on the timing of the situation, and then take that information and write sales copy. Well, I'm going to give you the exact same process that I charge clients a minimum of $5,000 for them to hire me to write their sales copy for them. And so it's going to take away the mystique of writing sales copy. If you've ever thought of hiring a copywriter before, you're going to have exactly the step-by-step process that's needed to write the sales copy yourself. And on the other hand, if you're looking at this course, you're studying this course because you want to learn to write the type of sales copy that clients will be happy to pay you. It's going to show you a process for writing the type of sales copy that clients will be happy to pay you 4 or 5 figures to write for them. Next, I want to explain to you how the course is organized. The first part of the course, Module 1, deals with research. This is a step that, to date, I've never found a copywriting course that explained how to research your product, your service in depth. There's one course that's really, really good that has part of this material, and it's Gary Bencivenga. He had a course, it was called the 100 Seminar, or Seminar 100, something like that, and it was a $5,000 course, and it had step-by-step questions that you would ask the client and customer. Well, his processes, I've adapted some of what I've learned from studying Gary Bencivenga. Also, one of my heroes, unfortunately, he's no longer around, the late David Ogilvy. And one of the courses, one of his books that I have here, you can see I have a stack of publications here that I appreciated, though. One of his publications, oh, here it is. It's under marketing. I have let me explain to you what I have here. I have a stack of copywriting materials, stack of sales and public speaking and communications materials here. Also, I have another stack of writing and communications here. These are important. And here out of camera, I have another stack dealing with marketing and one that deals with product development and product creation. And so I've taken from these 5 areas a process that allows me to create products for myself as well as help clients and customers create their products. But at the same time, most important, what you're looking for is extracting this information to write sales copy that works. So anyhow, one of my favorite publications to read is Confessions of an Advertising Man by David Ogilvy. And here he talks about the importance of research and how with the right type of research it makes all the difference in the world. You probably can't see this too well, but I've written on probably every page of this publication. I've taken notes. Things I break it down by FYI information, which is information just to keep in mind. Also, when I'm working with a particular client, I go back through and I flip through my notes and I look for points that apply to this client project based on the sales material, the marketing materials they've given me, and the interviews that I've conducted with them. And so I look for points there as well. If somebody were to ask me if I could go back through time and meet anyone, and only one and only copywriter, this would probably be the one, David Ogilvy, because of his approach to writing copy is the same way that I think. I imagine what he's duplicated in his books is the way that I think as well. And it's the taking in research is the most important step in getting copy that works. A lot of copywriters, when they go to write your sales copy, they ask you a few questions, they look at the marketing materials that you've written in the past, or maybe they skip that step. Then they take out a collection of what they call swipe files, or basically sales letters that have succeeded in the past. And what they do with those is just fill in the blanks with your information. They take out the information from the original sales copy, and they just fill in those blanks with your product, your service, your market, and things of that nature. Then there's others who jump in head first without doing any research at all. It's still the same type of deal as with people use fill-in-the-blank templates. The problem with this is, with fill-in-the-blank templates, I think the kids are on my roof again. Anyhow, with the fill-in-the-blank templates, I'm certain they're on the roof. I'm going to have to go out there and kick some booty. Anyhow, I hope they don't fall off. I just warned them yesterday to stay off the roof before they get hurt. And there's Spanish tiles up there. So if they break one of those, I'm going to have to talk to their parents very nicely about the situation. Anyhow, I don't want to stop this. I've been trying to get this information together for weeks. And now that I've finally sat down, found some time uninterrupted, it's being interrupted. So I'm going to do my best to ignore it. So anyhow, getting back to this first module of research, jumping in head first. The problem is that you miss opportunities to learn about the industry trends. Let's say I'm a business owner and I own offset printing business, and I know that some of the trends in the business is that companies, 15% of the industry is falling, just going by the wayside, going out of business. And then of that 85% per year that's still remaining, there's a tremendous amount of internal competition and external competition. Maybe the clients and customers are starting to think, well, maybe we can do this in-house. Maybe we can use modern day technology. Well, you can't see my office there, that's on the side of the camera, but I have technology that can output a high quality of printing that years ago would have been impossible. And so a lot of businesses are starting to think that, well, we can save money by doing this in-house in small runs. Well, that's affecting the offset print business, and so that's an industry trend. And if you don't do any research, you don't know that, you can't address that issue if that's the market you're going after as a copywriter. You want to research the company's history. You want to find out what the needs, the concerns, the desires of the market itself is. And you also want to find out what's unique about the company, its employees, its chief financial officers, or its C-level employees. So that's Module 1, dealing with the research. Module 2 deals with an area I call social proof. Social proof. And it's not what you say about yourself. It's not what your employees or other executives within the company have to say. It's not any of that stuff. It's what does your target market, what are the words and phrases that they are using that's important to them that you can take and use in your sales copy. How do you find that information? Where do you get it? Well, Module 2 covers that. Module 3 I call the brain dump module. Basically, you, the business owner, are going to dump everything that you know out of your mind about your company, your product, your service, your offer, your market, the media that you've been using now and in the past. You're going to tap into your sales staff's knowledge, and you're going to record your top sales professionals to learn what is it that they're doing or saying that's having such a huge impact that others are not using, other salespeople in your organization are not using. And this brain dump process is going to allow you to create sales copy that's better than something that a copywriter would just come off the street and just fill in the blanks on a template. Module 5 deals with structuring the research that you've conducted into emotional copy. It's a process that I call the $29.9 billion secret. And this is a secret that I'm not going to explain now, but you're going to have to wait till you get into Module 5 to find out what it is and why it's so important, absolutely critical, if you want to move your readers, your listeners, and your viewers to action. And so without this module, your sales copy is not going to be anywhere near as successful as it can be. I promise you this. And so this process, like I said, it's a $29.9 billion secret. I know of only one other copywriter on the planet who actually uses a process similar to this. And so this process is his bread and butter. And I don't know that he does the rest of the processes that you're going to find in these 6 modules, but this one I do know he uses, and it is very, very successful, and it's one that I use as well. In Module 6, I only have 5 fingers, sorry, deals with the actual step of writing the sales copy. And so in there we're going to discuss the proper format. We're going to discuss what if it's web copy that you're working with, what if it's direct mail. We're going to tie all these pieces together so that you can finally have a sales letter, whether it's web copy or direct mail, that's guaranteed to produce sales for you. So that's it for the 6 modules, an overview of what we're going to cover. What I want to do next is, it's not going to be me talking to you face to face with the camera for the rest of this. Most likely it's going to be transferring to the screen, to the computer, and you're going to be watching what I'm doing, and I'm going to walk you through the processes. And I strongly recommend you break out a pen, paper, get yourself a notepad of some sort. I've got this notepad, little portfolio. But you're going to need to take lots and lots of notes. And the reason for that is because some of the material that I'm going to share with you that's going to be mentioned on screen, it's not going to be in printed form. It's not transcribed. Maybe later I might transcribe it and add it to the members area, but for right now you're going to need to take notes. And so and the good thing about that is once you write out the notes, you're able to not just be sitting around taking the information through your ears and then have it vanishing within the hour, but you're actually participating in the process, making this real for you. So you want to make sure that you do take those notes. So I think that's it. Let me take a look at my notes and see if there's any other information that I wanted to share with you at this point. It's about what you're about to discover in this course. You're going to have one of 2 reactions by the information I'm going to share with you. Unfortunately, one of them may be negative, the other one may be positive, and it's up to you. It depends totally on your own situation, your perception of what you're learning. Well, reaction number 1 may be an epiphany. You may have that aha moment where you say, okay, now I finally understand why the sales copy from the cut and paste things don't work. Because why? Because the research is missing. But right now those are just words. But for it to finally click, you're going to have to go through the videos and through the training to see that. And one thing that along those lines, you might have the opposite response. You might look at this and say, well, you know what, Andre, this is a ton of research, there's a ton of activity that you're giving me. I just want something simple, cut and paste that I can use, and it's going to work for me. And unfortunately, it doesn't exist. If you look at all the copywriting courses out there, they all use the word easy or simple, or can you write a letter like this? And you look at the letter and go, yeah, I can do that. They're manipulating you into believing that it's something simple. And if you've ever read Claude Hopkins or, let's see here, John Caples, I've got a couple of his publications here. Hopefully the stack doesn't fall down. How to Make Your Advertising Make Money. You're wondering why I'm looking over there? That's where my monitor is. My dual monitors, actually. How to Make Your Advertising Make Money. I want to make sure I'm not falling out of the screen. That one's important. And then, don't fall. Tested Advertising Methods as well by John Caples. Let's see. There we go. In here, you'll find, if you read these publications over and over again, here I've taken notes of pretty much every page. What you're going to find through these publications is that he stresses, as a copywriter, how important it is to use the word easy or simple, or to make whatever you're selling appear to be easy, simple. And that's exactly what most people do when they create copywriting courses. They tell you it's easy, it's simple. Not a lot of work is required of you. All you need to do is just follow simple steps, and you'll be making money hands over fist. It's not true. It just isn't. I'm sorry. So when you go through my course, and I take all this information and I put it together in these 6 modules, you're going to either hate me, or you're going to have that epiphany where you say, okay, now I finally understand. Those people who hate me, they're going to be the people who say, I want something easy, something simple. I want those promises that everybody out there is telling me is all I need to do is fill in the blanks and I'll be rich. Wow. It doesn't work that way. Otherwise, everybody would be rich. Okay, so that's it. I think those were all the points I wanted to highlight before we got started. I hate forgetting stuff. And so let's go ahead and move into Module 1, where we discuss the importance of research. And you want to make sure that for this module you do have a pen and paper handy. Grab coffee, tea, or whatever you need, because this module is a long one, probably the longest of all of them. And it deals with research, and it's absolutely critical that you do these steps. See you in the next video.